Hello everyone, this is part 24 of What If Naruto Was Raised by His Father, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist. To see more, comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Naruto asked Sasuke, half frightened and half amused. His pale face looked over to the blonde, while Sakura lay unconscious in his arms. Who'd you think it was, bastard? It looks like you've seen a ghost. Sasuke remained silent as he glared towards Naruto. I came all the way back here, expecting a welcoming party. Only find myself saving your sorry ass, and some blonde loud mouth of a brat. Shut up, Dobe. I didn't need saving, shot Sasuke as he gave a small smirk towards him. Don't tell me to shut up, you bastard. You're the idiot here, smiled Naruto as she threatened to raise a fist. The two glared daggers at one another, while smiling towards one another. From another person's point of view, the two would have appeared to be crazy. On the other hand, Pain slowly started to stand and look at the blonde before him. He was certain the man that had attacked him wasn't the QB container, but the fourth Hokage, Jiraiya student after him. You're alive, stated Pain, keeping his voice calm. Bitterness was still evident. I am so sick of hearing that. What is with you all? That has to be the third time I've heard that since I arrived back. Tell me what is so wrong with being alive these days, yelled Naruto as he pointed a finger at Pain as he came closer with each step. You're supposed to be stated Sasuke, while he still held Sakura close to him. Am I? I look alive, don't I? Stated Naruto as he looked himself up and down. Not for long. I will send you back down to hell where you belong, stated Pain, as he charged for the blonde. Like hell I am, I just got back from that hell. I will not go back to him. Meaning the crazy old guy he was training with, yelled Naruto. Instantly over 300 plus shadow clones instantly appeared as they changed towards Pain while the real Naruto stayed back and kept 7 with him. These again. They seem to be your trademark. They're getting very annoying. Don't you have anything else to throw at me, or are you totally dependent upon this single attack? Stated Pain, as he easily and quickly started to cut through them. Well, they work well, for what I need them for anyways. But this one, I have been saving just for you. You bastard, stated Naruto, as he charged towards Pain, while holding a massive amount of chakra in the palm of his hand. Sasuke watched in total silence. He remembered that attack well. It was the same one that had almost killed him, and left Naruto for nothing. Don't make me laugh, smirked Pain as 2 more of him appeared and sent the blonde flying backwards, causing the jutsu to get released upon the ground, creating a giant crater. I wasn't trying to, smirked Naruto, as 2 clones grabbed him around the arms, while one came from the back and another came from the front. While one stayed below the ground, just as he shot through the cold and solid earth, Pain jumped up and to the side, then again to the left to avoid the blonde from his back and his front. Then he heard something. As he looked upwards, his purple eyes widened in shock. The sound of the ball of chakra could be heard. It was creating so much of a force that it caused the air around it to be pulled and sucked into it. The sound of it was terrifying. As the blonde thrust it straight into Pain, he flew back several feet, while the other 2 boss of him instantly disappeared. What the hell was that? Thought Pain, as he coughed up a large amount of blood. He then drew a sword he had hidden away under his cloak, and started to run to the blonde whom had his back turned. Naruto caught the gleam of his sword in the moonlight. His eyes widened as he felt blood pour from out of him. The sword had stuck only inches away from where Sasuke had struck so long ago. He then pulled down upon the sword, and smirked a gruesome smirk and watched the blonde fall off the end of the blade and land upon his hands and knees, while coughing up larger and larger amounts of blood. Damn it, that hurt. But, you're just too damn slow for your own good. When you get to hell, tell him to wait a little bit longer. I ain't ready to go yet, stated Naruto, as he spun around and pushed off the ground and drove his fist straight through the recent hole he had just created in Pain. Pain's eyes widened as he felt the blonde-haired boy go clear through him. He was silent. Naruto pulled out of him just as rough as he had gone in. Pain's eyes started to close. Naruto watched as the man before him fall over. The rain beat down harder than ever before. It washed the sight of blood away down the streets. Naruto's eyes looked upward into the sky as he felt the rain descend fall down his face and soaking him. He then reopened them and looked down to the pathetic state Pain was in before walking away. It will never end, will it? Your plan. I know your true desire. To get all the demons, and use them to harness an evil power to control the world. Isn't that right? That's why you sent some of your people out to the different lands to threaten them. To tell them to give up now before it's too late. It might sound like pity, but it isn't, is it? You're just using them as tools. But you have to understand, people will rise against those who do wrong. People don't like to be thought as tools. And they sure as hell don't like leaders who believe and make themselves out to be gods. Because, in the life that we have right now, there are no such things as gods. Only people who have power and wish to abuse it, stated Naruto, as he walked away. Then stopped, realizing he was trying to get up. If you walk away from me it will be your death, stated Pain as he stood up, clutching his chest. No, you have it wrong, you should be saying that to yourself, not me. Because only one of us is going to S. And it won't be me, and I won't be the one king anyone, stated Naruto. His eyes darkened at the sight of Pain, while he on the other hand looked confused at the last words Naruto had said. She isn't S, help her, said Sasuke as he passed Sakura to a magenta-haired female and a blonde. Foolish little brother. Throwing your life away like that, how pointless. For a woman, you should have stayed the way you were. You should not have let yourself think you have something to live for. Itachi. Quote. Take her away, now, said Sasuke in a deathly voice. The two females nodded their heads as they disappeared. Why do you care so much, friendship? What a useless thing that is. I know nothing of the word. They are just the tools of the village, a sharp tool to be used over and over again till it blunts. Then they are thrown away. It's true, the ninja here are fighting a battle that has nothing to do with them. But they do it because they know it's right. Even if they are trying to protect the person they hate most. Without even knowing it, they are my comrades, my friends. No matter how much they annoy me. Friends, comrades, it doesn't matter, they are all blunt tools that are in my way. You were always too soft. Maybe that's why I survived all these years. Being too soft proved to be important, because if I showed any trace of you I'd have been locked away. All these years I have been fighting, and striving to be at your level. To KU is all I live for, and that is all you live for as well. You had a chance to K me, but you didn't. Now I understand, you want me to K you. There is no want in it, stated Itachi as he looked at Sasuke. It's a need, isn't it? You need me to K you, because you want me to be your Grim Reaper. For me to K you, you believe that if I K you the burden you hold upon your chest from King everyone will go away. And it will pass on to me. King you means closure. Closure you wish to have. Itachi stayed silent, his face passive. I will K you today. And you will by my blade. And no others, stated Sasuke darkly. I will not allow another to K me, you are the only one who should be allowed. You posse's the Sharingan. Interesting, too bad for you Kakashi, smiled Toby from under his mask. Kakashi stood confused, while his red eye looked straight at the raven-haired man. Because, you're not the only special on here, smiled Toby, while opening his eye to look at the silver-haired bewildered man before him. Impossible. I was just about to say the same. I am an Uchiha. But on the other hand you are not. So why would you have the Sharingan? Unless, it was given to you. An Uchiha, replied Kakashi, not believing what he had heard. Surprise doesn't suit you well at all, it never did. Even when you were a kid, smiled Toby playfully, as he removed his mask voluntarily for the first time. Kakashi stared blankly at the man before him. He was clad in machinery, raven hair and a small patch over his left eye. Kakashi was in complete and mortal shock. Unknown what was happening at that moment in time, he stepped forward. It can't. This will be an interesting battle, smiled Mandra as he pulled out a large sword. You damned demon. I should have cared you when I had the chance. I should have listened to the damned Uchiha from the start. I guess I'm not as much up to speed as I thought I was, said Naruto, in a playful manner as he held his side, blood dripping through his fingers. He then moved his left arm up to his right, knowing right away it fractured. You're just as strong as they say you are. It helps, I guess, to have a demon within yourself. Give up, boy, and hand over him to me. Life would be so much easier, right? Never getting those looks from the people around you. Think about it, I bet you've wished to S many times, haven't you? Smiled Pain horribly. You don't have me figured out that easy. The thing is, right now, he's really mad at me, said Naruto while pointing to his stomach. So he's been refusing to give me his chakra, and he refuses to help my healing go along faster. So what? Remarked Pain in a bored manner. The power I've been kicking your ass with all night, smiled Naruto broadly. Quote, has been mine, he laughed as he watched Pain's face show horrid looks. You lie. There isn't a way. Minato, is that you? Asked a man from the shadows as he appeared behind the blonde. Minato. Who's Minato, you old pervert? Asked Naruto as he turned his head slightly to look at Jiraiya. The elder man's eyes widened at the sight of his youngest student before him, he couldn't believe it. Just a few seconds ago he had believed he saw Minato. But it turned out to be Naruto, the boy acclaimed of being S. His looks, his movements, for the exception of his personality. They all were his traits. It is you. He's alive, stated Suand as she appeared behind Jiraiya, thinking she had seen a ghost only moments before. Like the ones that had haunted her in her dreams. What is with everyone tonight? I leave for a short, but Naruto stopped himself as he then started to use his fingers to see how many years it had actually been. Then his eyes widened at how many years actually passed. It was just 7 years, and you all act as if I SD for something, replied Naruto bitterly. But we heard that. Lord Hokage, this isn't the time. It can wait till tomorrow, said Jiraiya as he looked at the blonde-haired woman. Naruto, you're hurt, stated Suand as she walked over to him. Everyone had almost forgot about the man before them. Don't waste your chakra, wait till I kick his ass, said Naruto, as he punched his fist into his hand, and started to walk over to Pain, but instead Jiraiya placed a hand in front of the blonde. Let me finish this, I need to teach my old student a lesson. But, Naruto, listen to him, stated Suand as she pulled the blonde away to a safe enough distance and started to heal his open wound in his side. Pein, yelled a brunette-haired woman, as she called off into the distance, causing the three-leaf ninja to get slightly distracted, leaving Pain an opening upon Jiraiya. He then drove his sword forward. Jiraiya caught the gleam of the blade and just dodged it, only to have it SCR upon the side of his face. Damn, muttered the silver-haired man, as he moved his hands quickly and shoved them to the ground, creating a giant toad, while a giant tiger-type turtle stood before him at equal height. Why only summon something, when he was the power to do so much more, thought Jiraiya as he gazed at his former student. You must be Uzumaki Naruto. The only one that got away, but I will KU, stated the brunette-haired woman, as she shot what seemed to be paper swords towards him. Her flying projectiles were only inches away. He knew his chakra was running extremely low, and he had to protect the Hokage, so as he flung himself over the elder woman, he made sure his body was on top of hers. Suand was taken back by the sudden movements and stopped what she had been doing, only to have his wound open up once again. As they waited for something, anything to happen, Naruto could feel something like sand de-sping onto his back. As he opened his eyes and looked behind him, he noticed a giant sand barrier in front of him. He then turned his eyes to cast over to in front of him. Only a few feet away stood Gaara. His eyes just as cold as ever. The sound of bones being crushed could be heard from the other side of the barrier. He slightly winced at the noise. As he looked back up to Gaara, he noticed a haggard-looking people come out from behind the few trees to his right. Gaara, said the idiotic blonde, as he leapt up and looked at the Kazekage before him. While Gaara, on the other hand, his eyes went large and looked at the blonde. Naruto, questioned Gaara, unsure of his own voice. How? His sand was supposed to, started Pain, before Jiraiya shut him up. You should know as well as I, some things are here to stay. Like that kid over there, and some things aren't. Like you and I, smiled Jiraiya as he started to move his hands. Lord Hokage, thank you. You sent us those warnings just in time. Your village isn't the only one under attack, but once they find out Akatsuki has been defeated, they will soon as well give up, stated Gaara, as he watched Naruto help her to her feet. While Temari and Konkaru left to go help out the village. Warnings. But how could you have all? You're not too smart to have yourselves go into hiding and make no appearance of showing up. It gets you wondering after a while. Where have they gone to? What are they doing? Simple questions like that. Didn't you think we'd notice? By the look upon you face, I guess not. I went to Rain, thinking something was up. I ended up getting your entire plan out from a lower class ninja of yours. Even I noticed, said Naruto. No surprise there, after all they did try to come and kill you. Otherwise you would have been oblivious. Hey, came the blonde's voice, from the distance. Our village would have been worse than yours, if you hadn't warned us beforehand. We had taken care of them 2 days ago. Before their initial attack, then came here as fast as we could, said Gaara while looking at the Hokage. I see, she stated plainly, while looking at him then to Naruto who once again winced in pain. Causing the Hokage to give him medical attention again. You've gotten stronger, little brother. Either that, you've gotten weaker, smirked Sasuke. Quote. Tell me, how bad has your eyesight gotten now? He asked as he looked at his brother with what appeared to be pity. His eyes widened as he looked to Sasuke. I know all about it, and how it drains you faster, smirked Sasuke as he tilted his sword upwards. Itachi stayed silent, knowing he was coming to his limits. He had managed to get hit in 3 places, while Sasuke was far worse than he. As he closed his eyes for a quick second, Sasuke took that for an advantage point and appeared behind him instantly and brought his sword up through Itachi's upper cavity. Leaving Sasuke stained with blood, 60 his own blood, and 40 Itachi's. Itachi stayed silent, until he stated to cough up large amounts of blood. Then as he grabbed Sasuke's blade handle and tried to remove the sword. But Sasuke had his own ideas. He then used Chorodo throughout his entire blade, and causing Itachi to freeze for a few moments. His entire insides were burned badly. What did you use? Was the only thing he asked. Something you'll never be able to copy, stated Sasuke in a monotone voice, before using it once again. Instantly king him. Thank you, little brother, said Itachi as his body fell off the end of the blade and drifted towards the cool wet earth. Sasuke stood there for a few seconds, before letting himself drop to the ground, kneeling next to his now-s brother. His entire body was shaking, it was over. He had finally done it, he avenged his clan. But even so, something didn't feel right. A silent tear slid down his face, mixing in with the rain. Even though he had finally killed his brother, it came into realization. He had actually killed his one and only brother. The last sole remaining ninja of the Uchiha clan excluding himself. He heard faint footsteps, he could tell right away it was friend and not foe. The step were too light and they seemed to be slightly dragging. He felt a hand pressed down upon his shoulder, and a helping hand to help him stand up. Udobe, you got hurt pretty bad, said Sasuke mockingly, as they stood upon the Hokage monument. How, and why they went there? They would never know. You're one to talk, at least I don't look as bad as you do. Bastard, said Naruto, taking his arm away from supporting the Uchiha. Dobe, bastard, you two are already at it. Naruto, you just got back a few hours ago, and you're already at one another's ts. Troublesome, said Shikamaru, as he approached the two. Hey, Shikamaru, waved Naruto, as he threw his hands into the air before wincing instantly realizing one was still hurt. While Sasuke was sat on the ground, and was currently getting healed by Ino. What happened to Pain? Asked Naruto. Said Shikamaru, but Naruto could tell he was holding something important back. Just as he was about to ask, Sasuke cut in. Where's Sakura? Is fine, she's at the hospital. The Hokage saw her before the poison reached her major organs, she should be fins in a couple of days. What about Kakashi? And started Sasuke, getting Naruto's attention. Kakashi, he's well. When we found him he was a complete mess. And the other guy, I don't know who exactly he was. But all Kakashi was saying when we found him was, why are you here, you should have SD, long ago, Mandra, finished Shikamaru. Man, questioned Naruto. Yeah, from what I heard he used to be a great ninja, one from when the first was around, the one who brought the Kyuubi to attack the village 23 years ago. And an Uchiha nonetheless, replied Shikamaru as he thought about it. The Nine Tails, but how is that? Don't ask me. All the news I got is hey Naruto, someone get help. Now, yelled the brunette, as he caught the blonde from falling. He had fainted from lack of blood. His wound had reopened once again. From down below a certain blonde-haired teen heard the name Naruto. He instantly looked to his left and watched as Choji and Shikamaru ran towards the hospital. And noticed Choji had been carrying someone. Just as he was about to go and follow, he noticed Sasuke and Ino coming along as well. But at a much slower pace. Sasuke glanced over to the blonde only for a split second, before making Ino let go of him and rush after the two men that had just run off. Sasuke, you shouldn't be moving around so much, yelled Ino, as she followed. Naruto, questioned Yukio, as he watched them take off. Hey, smiled Jiraiya. Don't you dare, hey me, shot back Suand. You know as well as I do, it just wasn't meant to be, he replied as he touched her arm. No please, let me help. Suand, there isn't anything you can do. I know when I'm at my ends, he stated with a sad smile place upon his face. I can still. Don't. Save your energy. No amount of your power will save me. But, I can't lose you too, my little brother, Dan, I can't lose you either. Hey, Dan, you know the day you told me you two were going out. I was so jealous. I knew you could never love me as much as I love you. Jiraiya, she stated half scared at what he had just said. No, don't say anything. I knew I wasn't going to last this battle out. You knew it as well. Suan stayed silent, as tears poured down her face. She used her body as a cover from the rain for the man now on her lap. You know, you do make a better Hokage than I ever would. Your brother would be proud. I'm certain, and I'm sure Dan would be one of the proudest. Because you've brought their beliefs into your job. Please, let me help you. No, we're old. I need to go sometime. It might as well be now. I couldn't ask for a better time. It's raining, you idiot, and it's almost sunrise. I meant that it's a perfect way to go. In style, the way I always wanted it. With a bang. Even though it wasn't really the way I imagined it. But for the last person I see before I'm glad it's you. Her tears were coming down harder, and harder than before. Watch over him for me, make sure he stays out of trouble. To think, it was like training Minato all over again. Except he was less stubborn and less of a loud mouth. But other than that, make sure he reads this. I promised him I'd give it to Naruto when I saw him. I guess I couldn't do it. Even after the 12 years he SD. I remember meeting him, he caught me at the bathhouse, smiled Jiraiya as he closed his eyes of a few seconds. Quote. I knew him right away, even without asking. But I still did, I was sure it had been Minato. I was almost positive, but then again he was a way better student. Wasn't so annoying as that brat here, but, even though I spent 3 years training him I couldn't get up the courage to give it to him. He gave me this on the 10th of October, and I promised. But I just can't do it, I won't be able to. Just give it to him, for me. I promise, said Suan as she took the orange scroll away from Jiraiya. The sun's coming, means I have to go, also, wish him a happy birthday. And tell him, I'm proud, smiled Jiraiya. I will, I promise, she said, as she closed his eyes and kissed his lips gently, and watched as the rain slowly stopped. The sky was becoming clearer by the second. She held the man before her as close as she could to her body, the tears overflowed. And she could feel his warmth slowly. I love you too, she whispered into his ear, as she placed her forehead down upon his chest. And cried, till she couldn't no more. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.